The last thing Lieutenant Marcus Hale expected when he boarded the Shard-class transport to Xytheria Prime was to bleed for an alien queen and inherit her throne. Yet, here he was, standing in a chamber of swirling energy, the air thick with the scent of alien flora and antiseptic ozone, staring at the dying monarch whose eyes shimmered like twin moons. She reached out a trembling, translucent hand. Her skin, a subtle mix of iridescent gold and violet, quivered with every heartbeat. "Take my blood," she whispered. "Bind yourself to me, or all of Xytheria dies." I froze, weapon at my side, unsure if I was hearing correctly. Humans didn't bind with aliens. Diplomats didn't ask soldiers to sacrifice themselves in ancient rites. And yet, something in her gaze, a desperate plea wrapped in centuries of authority, made hesitation impossible. I nodded. Beginning. Arrival on Xytheria. Marcus had joined the Interstellar Peace Corps only 5 years ago. The human military had expanded into diplomatic support roles after the Treaty of Orion, and he'd been trained for both combat and negotiation. His reputation, calm under fire, observant, and willing to take risks humans called reckless, but aliens called insane bravery. Xytheria Prime, capital of the Valyrian Empire, was a world of towering crystal spires that caught the pale light of a binary star system and refracted it into dazzling rainbows. Its skies were swarming with bioluminescent winged fauna, native to floating continents tethered by enormous gravity cables. Humans were rare here. Envoys even rarer. And a human soldier? Practically invisible. The mission had started as a standard peacekeeping operation. The Valyrians had been fractured after a failed succession cycle, and the current queen, Talyara, was critically wounded by insurgents loyal to a rival house. Marcus and his team had been sent to evacuate her and secure the capital. But when they arrived, the city was already in chaos. Amid the smoke and broken spires, Marcus found her, fragile, bleeding, but unmistakably regal. Her attendants had been slain, and the palace defenses crippled. The human medics argued over protocol. Marcus ignored them. He saw only Talyara's eyes, calling silently for help beyond the language barriers. Middle. The ritual of blood binding. The palace healers explained the unthinkable. On Xytheria, the queen's blood was more than life. It was authority incarnate, a psychic lattice connecting her to every loyal citizen, every noble house, every military unit. Without it, succession would fail, and a civil war would erupt. Only a blood binding could preserve continuity. The ritual was simple but deadly. A human willing to bond would bleed into the queen's heartstream, creating a lifelink. The human would share her consciousness, thoughts, and responsibilities. Many had tried and died, either from shock, incompatibility, or psychic overload. Marcus didn't flinch. Humanity had a history of surviving the impossible. And unlike the court nobles, he didn't hesitate. The chamber was circular, walls lined with energy conduits that pulsed in tandem with Talyara's heartbeat. The queen reclined on a crystalline dais, her breath shallow, skin flickering with light. Marcus knelt beside her as a healer extended a ceremonial blade, not to harm, but to draw. "Are you certain?" one of the Valyrian healers asked. Her voice resonated in multiple registers, both heard and felt. "I am," Marcus said. "Do it." The blade cut gently into his palm, a shallow wound, crimson against pale human skin. Talyara's hand mirrored the gesture. As his blood touched hers, a shiver ran through him. Unlike anything earthly, his mind screamed in a dozen directions, memories, feelings, and thoughts not his own, overlapping with hers. He saw the empire through her eyes, cities suspended over void oceans, armies mobilizing at a thought, nobles weaving political webs centuries deep, and a people devoted to her in a way humans reserved only for myth. And he felt their fear of losing her, of losing stability, of succumbing to chaos. He felt his own body grow light, then heavy, as if gravity had doubled. The connection was excruciating, yet intoxicating. And then, slowly, the pain eased. When it ended, he opened his eyes. He could hear Talyara's thoughts, see her memories, sense her heartbeat in perfect synchronicity with his own. And she could feel the fear, the determination, the stubborn streak that made humans unpredictable and, apparently, valuable. "You are bonded," the healer said softly. "You share her authority now." Marcus swallowed. Authority. Responsibility. He wasn't a soldier anymore. He was co-sovereign of an alien empire. Middle, learning the throne. The first weeks were a blur of adaptation. Marcus could no longer distinguish where he ended and Talyara began. He could feel the empire in every nerve, ships, cities, nobles, even dissidents. Every act of rebellion sparked pain in him. Every success sparked pleasure. The Valyrians were skeptical. Many saw a human as a parasite, an interloper who might destabilize the throne. Yet Marcus survived tests designed to break even the most loyal Valyrian aide. He learned to think in parallel, human pragmatism combined with alien strategy. He discovered the power of dual consciousness. With Talyara, he could command fleets while analyzing political maneuvers at the micro level. Decisions that would have taken weeks now resolved in hours. Together, they became more than ruler and consort. They became a single unit, yet two minds intertwined. One night, in the palace gardens, Talyara's consciousness spoke directly to him for the first time without words. "The enemy knows we are bonded. They will strike soon." True enough, the insurgents hadn't given up. Marauders and rival factions attempted assassinations and political sabotage. Marcus, using both human intuition and Valyrian foresight, foiled them with a combination of battlefield tactics and palace intrigue. And in those quiet moments, when the Empire slept, he realized the strangest thing. He was starting to feel at home. The alien rituals, the psychic link, the endless strategy, it wasn't oppressive. It was empowering. Humanity had survived countless improbable wars. Now, a human soldier could survive an alien throne. Ending, sharing the throne. The decisive moment came 6 months later. A coalition of rival houses attempted a coup, marching on the capital with thousands of mechanized warriors and psychic assassins. Marcus and Talyara coordinated the defense seamlessly. Every soldier, every noble, every citizen felt their shared presence guiding strategy. The battle ended in hours. The rebels were defeated, not by brute force, but by strategy, foresight, and the impossible human instinct to notice the smallest detail, the weak point, the unguarded flank, the subtle inconsistency in the enemy's formation. When the dust settled, Talyara summoned her court. Every noble knelt, every city observed, and every soldier recognized a new order. Marcus, human soldier, co-sovereign of the Valyrian Empire, stepped forward beside her. "You have seen the value of a human mind," Talyara announced. "And now he shares my throne. Together, we will guide Xytheria into a new era, stronger, wiser, and united." Marcus felt the weight of centuries of responsibility settle on his shoulders, but it didn't crush him. The blood binding had done more than preserve Talyara's life. It had preserved hope, loyalty, and a bridge between species.